Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about surviving in the city. Now, before I do, I want to make a quick comment. I had said in my last video, I believe it was my last video, that I was going to monetize my channel. I've decided to hold off on that for a little bit, but I still do intend doing it, just so you know. However, I did create a Patreon channel as well. The videos that I have here will be uploaded there. With that said, there will be videos there that are not available here. There will be documents, PDF files, other things there that you will not have access to here on YouTube. That is created for my subscribers that want to help support the channel. I've set it at the lowest I could, $1 a month. It's $1 a month. There will be considerably more things there over time than you have access to here. Okay. On the video portion, all these videos will be there. And if I can figure out their system, I will add other videos that are not available here. But either way, there will be documents, very professional documents that I put over time there that pertain to prepping in every kind of manner you could imagine. Okay, food, water, shelter, bushcraft, all different kinds of things that will be available to you there that you will not have here. So I just want to say that I'm never going to harp on money. I just want you to know that it's created, it's done, it's there. There's a couple documents there currently as I speak. My videos are there as well. $1 a month, and you'll be able to access that channel. Okay, there's a link on my page up at the top right hand side of my page here on YouTube. There's a link for my Patreon if you choose to support the channel. Okay, thanks. Enough of that. Surviving in the city. I'm going to read this. I took a considerable amount of notes and placed them here. They are excerpts of a much larger document that will be on the Patreon channel. But the information that's here I wanted to share with you guys. I have not shared it before. There's a couple little things that I did on my last video that this will overlap, but they're just a couple. This will all be new information I've not placed on my videos before. Okay. Surviving in the city. The risks of living in the city. The city presents some serious risks during a crisis. The four most serious ones are the collapse of social order, riots, failure of water treatment and delivery systems, no water, the depletion of food supplies, no food, and the failure of the power grid, a very real possibility, very real possibility. All right, solutions in the city. You have two of them. You either stay and defend your house, bug in, or you bug out and you leave the city and you head for the hills. Okay, so something to remember if you choose to bug out. You face major risks and disadvantages for doing so. Some of those risks and disadvantages are you're severely limited to how much you can carry with you should you choose to leave your home. Not lose it, sorry. Leave your home. You have limited range due to fuel. You can only carry so much gas with you for your vehicle. You expose yourself to social chaos, roadblocks, and random violence. Now that's very real probability. Your house will most certainly be looted while you're gone. Now, this isn't fear-mongering, guys. This is just the way things happen. These things have happened in other countries like Argentina and Venezuela and many others when there's societal collapse. You run the risk of mechanical breakdown of your vehicle. No one to fix it, no one to help you if you don't know how to fix it. Being broken down on the side of the road, again, opens up more risk factor for you from people looting or wanting to steal whatever it is you have. And you must have a place to go that you know is in better shape than where you currently are. Why would you leave your house to go somewhere that's even worse condition than your house is in? So you'd have to go to somewhere that's better than the place that you're already at. Okay, now again, this is geared to people who live in the city. Unless you have a specific known safe place as your final destination, I don't advise people to bug out. I don't. I've told you, I have no intention of bugging out. To cover my bases, we all have bug out bags, I've stated, but I have no intention of bugging out. This is my home. We already live very rural. I intend to defend it. It's paid for, and I'm not bugging out. Okay. But heading for grandma's house or some known safe place could be a very good plan, for sure. It could be. All right. But that depends on whether grandma or whoever you're going to's home is willing to have you there. All right. That's something to really consider, because when these things happen, people's mindsets change. Okay. Generally, they go from being very friendly and open and sure, come on over, let's have dinner or whatever, to, the stuff has hit the fan. I don't have squat for food. I don't have any place to put people up for long term, and they may not want you there. That's something to strongly consider. Okay, one of the things else that you're going to run into, one of the other things, that you're going to run into with living in the city is storing food, all right? Storing food is just as important in the city as it is in the country, but hiding it is far more important. That's because in the worst areas, marauders, looters are going house to house demanding your food or your life. In other words, clearly you're in the city. People will start looting and marauding, as depending on how bad things get, and they'll go to door willing to kill you to take what you have. You need to strongly consider this, folks. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not fear-mongering. This is a very scary possibility, and it's one that you need to be considering and thinking about how you're going to handle. Okay. All right. They will find your food if they go to your house. To count on having any amount of food left over after the marauders break in, you will need to hide some of your food. If hiding your food is simply not an available alternative for you, then then do not advertise it. Okay, what am I talking about? It's real simple. A lot of people that are preppers, OPSEC is not their big thing. And they don't have any problem saying, I've got 5 years of food and water stored up. I'm going to be able to last through the apocalypse. Loose lips sink ships. It's that simple. So if you have extra food stored up, don't go blabbing it to other people, even if they're your friends. Keep that information to yourself. It's very important. Think about it. Even what I show you here on my channel, I've taken a big risk to show you many things. If you go through my archives of videos, I have a lot of expensive gear that I've shared with you guys and shown you. People are going to be aware of that. People are going to know that. Now, fortunately, I live in an extremely rural area. Most people aren't going to want to try to drive to or find. But that doesn't matter. I'm still opening myself up to a certain amount of risk. You will be doing the same if you go blabbing about how much preps you have stored away, especially food. Okay. You might want to store some of your food in a discreet way, like putting some of it, hiding it literally, if you can, some of your dry goods, foods that you don't have to worry about spoiling, some of it in your garage, some of it on another property if you own another property, and some of it in your house. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, in other words. If you're stocking up on food, then you need to kind of break that food up if it's a possibility for you to do so. Now, some of the ways you can do that is putting it in your garage, some of it in your garage, putting a bunch of junk around it just to make it look like a little junky garage. There's nothing in there of interest. Another way that you can do that is to bury some of your food. You can, and I know how difficult this would be. This would not be an easy proposition at all. But you could take dry goods, put them in sealed containers, and at night bury them in your yard. You would need to make yourself a little map or a mental note and know exactly where that's buried at, because once the ground's buried up and you don't see where you've dug up anymore, it's really easy to forget exactly where you stored what. So you need to make a little map and not lose that. Now, if you do that, that's a lot of work. I'm just telling you right up front, that's a tremendous amount of work to do. It's not impossible, but it is hard work. Second, when you go to get that food to retrieve it, you're going to have to dig it up again. Again, should you choose that route, do it at night where no one's seeing what you're doing. Okay. All right, to sum up food storage, you really have 4 strategies here. Store it all in your house and plan on defending your house by force. Bury it in your yard, as I just said, in case you get overrun by looters. Store part of it in your house and hide the bulk of it somewhere else. I already said. And you could relocate all of it if you recognize that a disaster is about to happen. In other words, if you're reading the signs of what's going on and one day you're just like, oh my gosh, this is really going to get bad. This could be bad tomorrow, like crazy bad. You could start moving all your food immediately that way, but that's kind of waiting till the last second. I would not suggest doing that. All right, so that's food. Now, defending your house is an extremely crucial plan in case of societal collapse, okay? If you're going to bug in, you must be willing to defend your home. All right, to do that, I shared some things in my previous video how you could do that. The film on the windows, the door strike plate, the hinges, cameras, you know, those things that I had in the other videos for you. That was some of it. Here's some more. I strongly suggest having some type of guard dog. If you can afford to buy a dog, train it as a guard dog, that would be awesome. If you just have dogs, that'd be great too, so long as they're noisy enough. Our dogs, I have 4 dogs, and when the UPS guy comes or FedEx or somebody just comes and knocks on our door, my dogs lose their mind. They are the dogs that you want to shoot because they're going crazy and you're trying to talk to the guy standing at the door. Okay? That's always a bad thing in my opinion. However, when it comes to this type of scenario, that's a good thing because your dogs will lose their mind and start barking and going crazy when someone comes on your property. It may give you a few seconds to react. So it's something to consider. Guard dogs. Pepper spray. We didn't discuss pepper spray. Sounds like no big deal. It's a big deal. If you know the people are coming there to harm you or to rip you off, and you choose to open the door or they start to open your door, blast them in the eyeballs with pepper spray. That's very good. Firearms, we've already discussed. Smoke bombs. Now that sounds a little crazy, but it's not. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube that tell you how to make them. We used some of those videos a few years back before my son went to college. We homeschool, and we had him research that out and create some smoke bombs. They worked very well. The better you make them, the more dense and thick and the larger amount of smoke that you will have available to you. Sounds silly, but smoke bombs may give you a few seconds to run, okay? They may give you a few seconds to not be seen if you need to bail. That's something very strongly worth considering. Tripwires. You can put tripwires around your home. All this stuff kind of sounds like Hollywood. It's not. It's something you guys seriously need to consider if you're going to stay in the city. You can put tripwires around your home. They can work as alarms. They can work in a bunch of different ways. Look up tripwires on YouTube. Okay, now, Southern Prepper 1. He's on the suggested channels on the right-hand side of my page here on YouTube. In my opinion, Southern Prepper 1 is the best prepper on YouTube. Now, that's my personal opinion. No one have to agree with me. I think he's the best. He has a video. Pay attention to the title. I'm not putting links. It's called Cheap Homestead Protection During Shift and the Purge. Okay, quite a title. Southern Prepper 1, Cheap Homestead Protection During Shift or the Purge. This video is going to make many of you cringe. I know that there's a lot of my Christian friends here. They're not going to go along with this. That's up to you. All right. I think you need to view it, and I think you need to strongly consider it. Okay. Something you need to strongly consider on that line, especially when you see this video. Excuse me, my throat's killing me. Thank you. Excuse me. When you see his video, you're probably going to cringe. But you guys out there, especially the men, what extents are you willing to go to protect your wife and kids? Okay? Now, that might seem like a lame question, but it's a question you need to think about. I've thought about it extensively. I mean, I already knew my answer, but I've given it a lot of consideration. What steps are you willing to take to protect your wife and children? Single moms, what are you willing to do to protect your kids? Are you going to be a she-bear and just wipe out anything that even considers coming around your kids? You need to think of these things. That's not the same as me saying, what am I willing to do to protect myself? The lengths that I would go to protect myself are not the same lengths that I would go to protect my family. I will do anything, and I mean anything, to protect my family. Something you guys need to consider. Okay. Replace your windows with non-breakable plexiglass. Now, I've told you about the film that you can put on your windows, but you can replace those windows with non-breakable plexiglass. That's an option. Steel bars on your windows. That sound terrible? Yeah, it'll look like a jail. However, I'm from Southern California. I've seen steel bars on a lot of windows. Do I like it? No, but if you live in Southern California, even if you live in the nice areas, the very nice areas, you see this, you just go, well, yeah, they need to protect themselves. This is not the best area in town. Steel bars on the windows, that's an option. Replacing all the outside door locks with heavy-duty deadbolts. I said that in the other video, you could throw on deadbolts, but I was mainly just addressing putting new screws in the strike plates and the hinges. But deadbolts are very important. You could put in more than one. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, remove bushes, shrubs, anything tall in front of your windows that would give someone place to hide behind. All right, you don't want that. I would suggest that you put up thorn bushes, rose bushes, whatever is very thorny. But don't let it get overgrown in front of your window. Keep it trimmed below your window so that you can see clearly through your windows. Don't make it too big for someone to hide behind so they can't be seen. Keep it trimmed thin enough that if they go back there, they're going to regret their decision because they're going to get all cut up in thorns. Keep it very close to your house. But don't make it too big. That's one thing you can do as well. And let's see. Blackouts. Yes, black out your windows. Now I have some, you can't see it, but literally right behind this camera, I have a blackout curtain. You can get blackout curtains anywhere. Hobby Lobby, any shop that sells material, you can purchase blackout curtain material, make your own. But get them. Have them made for all your ground floor windows. You don't have to worry about the upstairs. If things are really, really bad, you're going to want to be with your family all together anyway. But at least your ground floor windows, get blackout curtains, make them to where they're right up against the wall. And large enough, they cover the opening of the window far enough on all top and sides and bottom that you cannot see light come through them. You do not need your lights on at night when it's a terrible situation outside attracting people to your house because they see the light coming through the windows. Okay, let's see. We'll continue here, I think. Well, actually, that's it. That's the last part of what I have on this particular document that I've taken excerpts from a very large PDF in information that I've placed on my Patreon channel for you guys that choose to subscribe to the channel. I will have many documents like this. I have tons that I will be, over time, placing on the Patreon channel. So those are things for you guys to consider. I haven't discussed them in other videos. If you like what you heard, thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. I do appreciate your comments, and I hope you found some value in this. It is a little different than the other one, and that is it. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching and subscribing. We'll see you. Bye.